I learned how to invest. Let God handle the rest. I'm handling business. I love how I progress.
What's going on? It's your boy Zillionaire. Let's check out what DL Hughley had to say. He had some words for Will Smith. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Put your thoughts in the comments. What you think about what DL Hughley have to say after this.
Last night actually turned into the Source Awards. When I saw it last night, the first thing I thought was, wow, Ali punched Spooky. Then I thought, wow, I thought Kanye and I had beef. And then I got tremendously sad because it was a night that there were several things people should have been proud of, and even though the night I think turned out to be something other than people planned, there were a lot of moments to be proud of. Questlove winning, the fact that two women of color and three women in general were hosting the show. There were several people who were grateful and honorable. What I thought, and as to the question of whether what happened last night was right or wrong, when you hit somebody, that's illegal. And the only reason nobody didn't go to jail is because nobody pressed charges. So if you have a question as to whether that was right or wrong, if it's illegal and could potentially be a felony, it's probably wrong. If you told somebody you didn't like something somebody said and you punched him in front of people, you more than likely would go to jail. Having said that, Will Smith was integral in my life. I was a warm-up for many years because I was on the show initially as a warm-up. I got fired because people didn't like me. Alfonso Rivera's father didn't like me, and he got me, and I was fired. Weeks later, Will called me back, and I was a warm-up for the duration of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he knew that I needed, back then I think it was $10,000 in SAG. You had to make $10,000 in wages to get benefits, or you couldn't. And he had a family, and he was just remarkable. It was remarkable to watch what he'd become. It was remarkable to watch somebody who went from a rapper to a TV star to the biggest movie star in the world. And now on last night, he did something no other person, black or white, very rarely has done. Achieved box office success, and all of a sudden the critical accolades, the best actor. And that is not what people are talking about. I can say this, I like everybody else, I like everyone else, they can only speculate, but I can say this. Planes don't crash because one thing happens. Planes have redundant systems in place, so that if this thing goes wrong, then things stop. When planes crash, you can believe that sequentially a lot of things went wrong. And that happens when people snap. And you only have to look at what happened. Like I like you, saw Will, hear the joke and laugh initially, and then something happened. Now I can't tell you what that was, what the trigger was, but I can tell you this. It seemed to be certainly more than a joke. Than that joke that day. You only had to look at what he said in his acceptance speech and how emotional he was and how he talked about the disrespect he had to take and the things that people had done to him. And I remember very early on that some of the things people would say were more jealously based. But then later on, they've gotten more sinister, more acrimonious, more mean, more hurtful. And I can tell you this, that a lot of the things we know because that information comes directly from that family. A lot of it. There is an entire verbiage. If you say entanglement, you know exactly what that means. That didn't come from other people. Now, of course, the public is going to pontificate and to guess and to rumor monger. That is only natural. That's what happens, and that's unfortunate. But to give them something that they can use against you, to give them the club that didn't hurt you to the extent that you're crying about it in a very emotional way, seems to be counterintuitive. If the attempt was to protect your family and to protect your wife, don't look on the internet now, because some of the things they're saying are even more hurtful. Even more hopeful. It is a shame that on a night that should have been celebratory, on a night where we saw things that we'd never seen before, we saw a thing we'd never seen before. And it's sad, but it says a lot about what we allow people to have access to, and the things that we allow, that we hold precious, that we let people use against us. And not on purpose. I think it's great to try to be transparent, but there are things that come along with that. And some of the things that people repeat and regurgitate and rumor about are things that come from that very family, and that's a shame. Now, if that's how you want to be, no one can stop you from saying anything you want to say, but understand who people are. When you're telling us, when you're crying, when you're emotional about something you've gone through, it was not just that day. It was a series of days. There have been some humiliating things that have happened. We all have those things happen in our families, in our relationships, in our business. We just mostly don't have to do them out loud. But I would say this. I don't think you owe it to people to give them the club that they beat you with. I don't think you owe it to people to give you the knives that they cut you with or the ammunition they use to blow you apart. In the Bible it says, do not get dogs what is sacred. Do not throw your pearls to pigs. If you do, they may trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. And a variation of that is what played out last night. It was sad. It was mean, but it happened. And I think some of the things that people do to us, we give them the ammunition that they need.
Cause I'm bout my bread. I gotta get it, man. Bout my bread. Stay on my hustle, man. Bout my bread. Stay on my grind, man. Bout my bread. All the time, man.